In this video, we'll learn how to write equations for parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, first, we know that parallel lines have the same slope. So if two lines have the same slope, then they're parallel. Now, one example problem that we might have is to write the equation of a line parallel to, let's say, 3x plus 2 and passing through the point 5, 7. So the problem gives us this information. The slope of the line that we're looking for is 3, because that's the slope in this equation, and the point that we need to let the line go through is 5, 7. Now from here, this is simply using point slope form to write the equation of this line. So the equation of a line parallel to y equals 3x plus 2 going through the point 5, 7 would be as follows. Y minus y1 equals the slope 3x minus x1. And it's as simple as that. If we wanted to see what this looked like in slope-intercept form, we could expand the right side to 3x minus 15 and then add 7 to each side, and we'd get the line y equals 3x minus 8. These two are the same equations. Either answer would be fine, and either answer is a line parallel to 3x plus 2 with going through the point 5, 7. Here are a couple of problems for you to try. In the first problem, you're given the equation y equals 5x minus 2, and you're asked to write the equation of a line parallel to that through the point negative 1, 7. And in the second one, you have y equals 2/3 x minus 7, and you need to find the equation of a line parallel to that through the point 4, negative 2. Please copy those problems into your journal. Stop the video while you do that and solve them. When you're finished, you can check your answers on the video. All right, let's look at the first one. So y equals 5x minus 2 through the point negative 1, 7. So the slope is 5. The point that we need to go through is negative 1, 7. So we can use point slope form and write the equation y minus 7 equals 5 times x plus 1. And if you did the work to get that into slope-intercept form, this is what you would find, y equals 5x plus 12. Either answer would be acceptable. We'll take a look at the second problem. The slope is 2/3. The point is 4, negative 2. And we can write that in point slope form as y plus 2 equals 2/3 x minus 4. Now you could leave your answer like that, but if you did put this in slope-intercept form, it would look like this, y equals 2/3 x minus 14/3. Two lines are perpendicular if they have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. And let's now learn what an opposite reciprocal is. In order to find the opposite reciprocal of a number, you can take the opposite and then the reciprocal. We're going to do that in reverse. We'll take the reciprocal first and then the opposite, but the result is the same. So, to find the opposite reciprocal of 2, first we find the reciprocal of 2, that's 1/2, and then we find the opposite of it, that's negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 is the opposite reciprocal of 2. For 3/5, we find the reciprocal, 5/3, and then the opposite of that, that's negative 5/3. So negative 5/3 is the opposite reciprocal of 3/5. For negative 9/4, we find the reciprocal, that's negative 4/9, and then we find the opposite of that, which is 4/9. And finally, for 1, we find the reciprocal of 1, and that 1/1 is 1. And then we find the opposite of that, and that's negative 1. So negative 1 is the opposite reciprocal of 1. I'd like you to copy these 4 numbers into your journal, stop the video, find the opposite reciprocals of them, and then restart the video to check your answers. The opposite reciprocal of 18 is negative 1/18. The opposite reciprocal of negative 13/7 is 7/13. For 4/3, it's negative 3/4. And for 3/10, you could write negative 1 over 0.3, but that's also equal to negative 10/3. Either one of these would be fine. Here are two examples of problems you might be asked to solve. Find the equation of a line perpendicular to the given line through the given point. So for number 1, we need to find the slope and the point. So the slope of the line that we're looking for is the opposite reciprocal of 8, and that would be negative 1/8. And the point is 1, 1. So we can use, again, point slope form, and we can write y minus 1 equals negative 1/8 x minus 1. Take a look at the second example. The slope of the perpendicular line is the opposite reciprocal of negative 4/7. That's 7/4. We have the point here. So once again, we use point slope form, and we can write the equation y minus 6 equals 7/4 x minus 7. Here are two examples for you to try. I'd like you to copy them into your journal, stop the video, solve them, and then restart the video in order to check your answers. Okay, so for the first one, we'll take a look at the slope. The slope of the perpendicular line is negative 3/8. That's the opposite reciprocal of 8/3. And we can use point slope form to write the equation y plus 2 equals negative 3/8 x minus 6. And for the second problem, the slope of this line, y equals x plus 4, is 1. So the slope of the perpendicular line is negative 1. And the equation that we want to write in point slope form is y minus 5 equals negative 1 x minus 3. And we can also simplify that a little by, instead of writing negative 1, we can just write opposite of x minus 3. So this is y minus 5 equals opposite of x minus 3, or y minus 5 equals negative 1 times x minus 3.